When a toxic boss says, "Are you sure you're qualified for this project?" in front of your entire team, 99% of people start defending their resume. That's a trap. You just handed them your power. Instead, use the frame shift technique. When they question your skills, they want submission, give them redirection. Look them dead in the eye and calmly ask, "What specific metric in my past performance makes you uncomfortable with this choice?" This shifts the pressure. Now they have to justify their doubt while you remain completely in control of the room. When they try to blame you, do not defend yourself. Defense is a sign of weakness. Silence is your most powerful weapon. It forces them to fill the void. Let them talk until they contradict themselves. Human ego always overreaches. Their argument will collapse under its own weight without your reaction. You are not playing their game. You are the one rewriting the rules. When you absolutely stop reacting, they instantly lose their anchor. A manipulator thrives only on your anger, so if you give them cold indifference, they will immediately panic. Look at them not as a threat, but as a subject of observation. Become a cold scientist in a laboratory, analyzing their words like raw data stripped of all emotion. They will try louder insults and desperately bring up the past. But remember, every storm runs out of rain, so you must stay rooted and unshakable like an ancient oak tree. When the loud noise finally stops, they will look directly at you, waiting for a sign of damage. Show them absolutely nothing. A blank, unreadable face is a mirror that reflects their weakness. They wanted a fierce fight, but you gave them an empty room. This is exactly how you win the war without saying a word. You remain completely unbroken. When you master the art of emotional detachment, you become completely unpredictable. A manipulator cannot read your thoughts, and what they cannot read, they cannot control. They will desperately look for your old triggers, trying to push the same buttons that used to work. But you have completely rewired your mind, leaving them with a broken remote control. True power is not about shouting back or proving your point. It is the absolute freedom to walk away from a trap while looking back with nothing but calm pity. Their loud, toxic energy requires your active participation to survive. If you refuse to feed it with your attention, it will quickly starve and burn out on its own. From this moment on, you are no longer the target. You are the ultimate master of the situation. You dictate the silence and you hold the absolute victory. When you stop feeding their drama, the manipulator's illusion begins to crumble. They rely on your emotional outburst to mask their own deep-seated insecurity and absolute fear. Without your reaction, they are forced to look at themselves in the mirror of truth. And what they see inside is not a powerful mastermind, but a scared, lonely child. They will try to shift their tactics, acting nice or pretending to be the victim. This is their last desperate trap to regain control over your thoughts. Do not fall for their cheap theater. Recognize the mask they are putting on and look at it with the cold indifference of an experienced judge. Your silence is not a sign of surrender, it is an active statement of your total superiority. You are simply too expensive to be bought by their petty insults. Let them burn their own fuel. Watch their desperate attempts to break you as if you are watching a harmless flame behind thick bulletproof glass. True maturity is understanding that other people's toxic behavior is a projection of their internal pain, not a reflection of your own worth. You don't need to fix them and you don't need to save them. Your only holy duty is to protect your own peace like an elite fortress. When they realize they can no longer reach you, they will pack up their bags and look for an easier target. The parasite always leaves when the host becomes toxic to them. You have survived the storm and you didn't just get through it, you conquered it. Now you stand taller, sharper, and completely bulletproof. True control means you no longer search for external validation. When you stop proving your worth to toxic people, their opinions turn into meaningless background noise. A manipulator works like an emotional vampire. They need your anger to feel alive, but when they hit a wall of absolute silence, they instantly freeze. They will try to guilt-trip you by playing on your empathy. This is a subtle psychological trap designed to make you question your own sanity and cold boundaries. Stay completely logical. Dissect their emotional accusations like a surgeon, separating their wild fabrications from the actual hard facts of reality. They might bring out their ultimate weapon, sudden ghosting or silent treatment to punish you. Smile inside because they just gave you the peace you wanted. Let the silence work for you. While they are waiting for you to crawl back and apologize, your complete absence is destroying their fragile ego from within. You are rewriting the power dynamic. By refusing to answer, you are stating that their entire existence is no longer worthy of your limited time and energy. They wanted you to react like a wild flame, burning yourself out. Instead, you chose to be the deep ocean, cold, massive, and utterly impossible to burn. This is not a temporary shield, it is your permanent mental upgrade. You have broken the vicious cycle of manipulation and you are stepping into complete clarity. Look forward, not backward. The battlefield is clear, the enemy has retreated, and you are the last one standing, completely holding the keys to your life. When the manipulation stops working, they will try to change the narrative behind your back. They will spin rumors and build a web of lies to make themselves look innocent. Let them talk. A shadow cannot damage the stone, and their rumors cannot rewrite the truth of who you are. Your silence makes their gossip look pathetic. The people who easily believe their lies were never your allies in the first place. This is a natural filtration system, clearing the dead weight from your life. Do not waste a single second trying to clear your name. The moment you start explaining yourself, you hand them back the power you just took. Keep your head high. True kings don't argue with street performers. They simply watch the show finish and then they close the heavy curtain. Your energy is your most valuable currency. Do not spend it on people who can only afford cheap drama. Invest it strictly into your growth. Look at your past mistakes not with shame but with respect. Every manipulator you faced was a brutal trainer, making your mind completely bulletproof. They wanted to make you weak, but they accidentally created a monster they can no longer control. You have evolved past their entire psychological league. Never look back with anger. Anger means you still care. True victory is complete, cold neutrality when you look at them and feel absolutely nothing. You have claimed your kingdom back. The doors are locked, the walls are high, and you are the ultimate master of your internal peace. When you finally stop playing their psychological games, you realize that the most expensive asset you possess is your mental health. It is your untouchable private territory. A true predator does not hunt when they are loud and angry. They wait in absolute silence, calculating every step, completely invisible until the final victory. They will try to pull you back into old arguments by sending unexpected messages or calling. Delete the notification. Your attention is a luxury they can no longer afford. Your lack of reaction is a psychological vacuum. It sucks out all the oxygen from their strategy, forcing them to gasp for breath in an empty space. Never explain why you chose to go silent. Explanations are a sign of hidden guilt, and you have absolutely nothing to feel guilty about. Your choice is final. Let them write their own bad scenarios. In their minds, you are the villain, but in reality, you are simply the master who walked out of the theater. True freedom is when you no longer care who is right and who is wrong. You choose to be happy and peaceful rather than being proved correct by toxic fools. Keep your borders armed. A manipulator will wait for months, checking if your guard is down. Keep the fortress locked and never open the iron gates again. Your energy is a magnet for success. When you stop wasting it on toxic drama, it naturally starts drawing in money, status, and premium opportunities. Look at your scars with pride. They are the proof that you were attacked by the best masters of deception, and yet you stand completely unbroken and sharp. They wanted to crush your spirit, but they only taught you how to build a corporate wall around it. You have upgraded your mind to the highest possible level. Never use their tools. If they lie, speak the absolute truth. If they scream, use the freezing silence. Always stay in a completely different psychological league. Your silence is a mirror of truth. It forces the manipulator to see their own weakness, and that is the absolute highest punishment you can give them. Let them fade into the background. Your future is too bright to waste time looking at the ghosts of your past. Keep your focus on the horizon. You have won the quiet war. There are no shouts, no medals, and no applause, but you hold the most valuable crown of all: complete internal peace. From this day forward, you are completely bulletproof. No words can pierce your defense, no actions can trigger your anger. You are the ultimate master of your mind. The manipulator has lost. They have packed up their masks and left to find a weaker prey. You have successfully cleared your entire reality of their presence. Smile when you think about it. The storm didn't break you, it built you. You are now sharper, colder, and immeasurably more powerful than you ever were. This is your life, your territory, and your absolute rules. You hold the ultimate keys to your mental empire, and nobody will ever cross your borders again. The war is over. The silence has won. Step forward into your absolute freedom and never let anyone steal your peace again. Remain completely unbroken.